Off our service by singing I Know This Rose Will Open, which is hymn number 396 in your hymnals if you want to look
Come in. Come into this place which we make holy by our presence. Come in with all your vulnerabilities and strengths, fears and anxieties, loves and hopes. For here you need not hide, nor pretend, nor be anything other than who you are and are called to be. Come into this place where we can touch and be touched, heal and be healed, forgive and be forgiven. Come into this place where the ordinary is sanctified, the human is celebrated, the compassionate is expected. Come into this place. Together we make it a holy place. Today we are gathered on the unceded ancestral lands of the Duwamish people who are still here, carrying forward cultural practices and wisdom that have stewarded this land and surrounding waters for generations. As we feel ourselves firmly grounded on the land beneath us, let us remember that we did not arrive here by chance, but as beneficiaries of laws that displaced the Duwamish from their homes, banned them from gathering their food, and strove to erase their language and culture. In addition to the harm of the stolen land of indigenous people, we acknowledge the stolen bodies of Africans captured and sailed to foreign shores, and the stolen labor of Black, Indigenous, and other people of color. In this acknowledgement, let us have the courage to consider our role in the repair of this legacy of violence and erasure. Whoever you are, wherever you have come from, whatever the color of your skin, whoever and however you love, however your body moves and your brain works, however you identify, you are welcome in this faith community. Our Unitarian Universalist tradition has no test of faith, no creed, or oath to swear. We have instead the promises we make to one another, commitments we make to a healing, a hurting world within and beyond our walls.
And now, let us take a moment to light our chalice. Our chalice lighter today is Alicia Finney. Would you please come forward? This chalice is the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist heritage. May its heat energize us for the work that is ours to do. May its light make our vision clear and bright. May its warmth comfort us always. This morning, as we light this flame, we mark this time as sacred time. We mark this space as sacred space. Let us share in all of this together. Now, as Alicia Finney lights our chalice, please join me in speaking the words of our congregation's affirmation. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship. Thus do we coven with one another.
Yes, welcome everyone to the Westside Unitarian Universalist congregation. I am Reverend Carter Smith, the minister of this wonderful community, and it is a joy to be gathering with you this morning. I am joined by many fabulous worship leaders. We have Rick Taylor, our worship associate. Thank you, Lexi, for giving our call to worship, Titus for ringing our bell, and you will be introduced to many more throughout this service. We are talking with our youth about what it is to be a lifelong learner. This is a theme that they came up with, and we have lots of different pieces to share. If you are with us for the first time or the first time in a while, you are especially welcome. We are so glad that you are here. This is a place where we make time in our lives to attend to our heart and spirit, to come together in community. You might want to visit our website if you've never done so, sign up for our newsletter. This is how you find out about the many great events that happen in this community, and it's how you get to know us better. And if this is your first time, we have a welcome form on our website. It is also can be accessed by a QR code in a card that should be in your pews. It is so good to be here with familiar and new faces, and we hope that you will join us at social hour after the service. Each week, the congregants who agree to light our chalice are given a chance to respond to a question. This is a chance for us to get to know them better and to invite more voices into our chancel. I'm going to call Alicia up, but first we have to greet each other. I skipped that part. I want to give you all a chance to do that, and then Alicia will come and share with us. So please take a moment to greet the neighbors around you. Thank you, everyone. We will have more time for this after the service. So our chalice lighter this morning is Alicia Finney, who is our Anchor Youth Advisor this year. She has been working wonderfully, beautifully alongside other youth advisors, Eli Bradford and Neve Mazik Bianco, who has moved back east and is no longer with this community, as well as Amy Handspring-Hottie and our youth group coordinator, Faith Iverson. So it's a really dynamic team making all this happen. For our chalice lighter prompt, Alicia has been asked to share about why she is a youth advisor.
Hello all, my name is Alicia Finney and I'm the new youth advisor and also Steve and Judy Finney's niece. Yeah. If they were here, I would say hello, but they are not. I love learning more than anything, which happens to be the theme our youth have chosen for this service. Who better to embody learning than youth? The passion and earnestness that teenagers bring to a community is invaluable, and I appreciate this opportunity to step into a role to support them in whatever way our youth have decided they need. Being able to see and hold space for conflicting emotions, as is common for everyone in this world, as well as having fun. This is what I live for. I am passionate and have a joy that I love being able to pass back and forth, and this is why I have chosen to be a youth advisor. And our youth are amazing, incredible, observant, and wise people. They are to be respected, and I hope that we as the adults can provide that place for the youth to explore their own identities and independence, and that we have a commitment to learning from them.
Thank you, Alicia. So we are going to be starting our service. I wanted to let you know that the youth were very instrumental in choosing the songs that we're going to be singing this morning. Some of them they've sung at different kind of youth gatherings, youth cons, things like that, different kinds of things that they've done. So our first song is going to be Phoenix Rising. And before we do that, I just wanted to introduce you to, you may have noticed there's someone new playing the piano today. And Chris Powell, who is our rehearsal pianist for the chorale, and John was not able to make it today, so Chris is playing for us today, and let's just give a nice welcome to him. Good, so if we could all rise in body or spirit, we'll be singing Phoenix Rising. We are rising up like a phoenix from the fire. So siblings and spirits, spread your wings and fly high. We are rising up like a phoenix from the fire. So siblings and spirits, spread your wings and fly high. We are rising. We are rising. We are Let's do the whole thing again. We are rising up like a phoenix from the fire. So siblings and spirits, spread your wings and fly high. We are rising up like a phoenix from the fire. So siblings and spirits, spread your wings and fly high. We are rising. We are
Thank you, Scott Farrell. It is now our time for all ages. Ellen Wanless will be sharing today's story. Anyone of any age who wishes to see or hear our storyteller better, please come down and sit on the floor or in the front pews. While we gather, let me tell you about the RE activities going on this morning. Today, our children and youth will be strengthening their connection to the environment by working in our RE garden. They will be adding more plant starts, weeding, and admiring what's coming in, and exploring and mapping a garden labyrinth walking path. Along with our regular RE stations and rituals, children and youth will be able to engage in UU values, activities inside as well. Families with infants and toddlers are invited to join in the fun or to use the quiet room above the sanctuary through the service. Ellen?
Hello. This is working, right? Yes. Hello and welcome. I'm going to be telling a story about learning to think kind thoughts. It's an old folk tale from the Netherlands called The Golden Fir Cones. Now, fir cones are just like pine cones, except they come from fir trees, and pine cones come from pine trees. But they look very similar. It was Chris's job every day, every afternoon, to go collect fir cones from the forest for his mother to burn in their fire. Chris and his mom were poor, but the fir cones burned slow and hot, keeping them nice and warm. One afternoon, Chris is in the forest gathering cones from the forest floor when the sun shines down through the canopy of leaves, lighting up the cones, making them look like gold. Oh, Chris thought, wouldn't it be awesome if these really were gold? As he's putting more cones in his sack, the good fairy of the forest appears. Chris, did I hear you say you wish these cones were gold? Well, yeah, but that's impossible. Not everything is impossible. I'll tell you what, if when you're walking home you don't think one unkind thought, tomorrow morning those cones will turn to gold. And with that, she stepped into the hollow of a tree and disappeared. Well, easy peasy. He stuffed his sack full, slung it over his shoulder, and walked home. On his way, he passed the house of the richest family in town where a good friend lived. Ha! Just wait. Tomorrow I'll be richer than him. And he walked home, put his sack by the hearth for his mother to use the next day, helped her cook dinner, clean up. Later on, he went to bed. Early the next morning, he got up before his mom ran downstairs, opened the sack. Fir cones. She tricked me! Gosh darn it! Later that afternoon, he grabbed a sack and he's stuffing it full in the forest, and the good fairy appears. So, Chris, how'd your mom like those cones? You lied to me. They don't turn to gold. Ah. What did you think yesterday? I didn't have one unkind thought. Are you sure? What'd you think about your rich friend? Oh. Well, I tried. I'll tell you what, since you did try, I'll give you another chance. But remember, no unkind thoughts on your way home. And with that, she stepped into the hollow of a tree and disappeared. Well, right on, I get another chance. I'm going to do it this time. And he stuffs his sack full and hauls it over his shoulder and walks home, and he doesn't look at his rich friend's house. Further down the road, there's a house of one of the poorest families in town where another friend lives. Just wait. We used to be as poor as they are, but won't he be jealous? Walks home, puts his sack by the hearth, helps his mom cook dinner, clean. Later on, he goes to bed. The next morning, he runs downstairs and opens that sack. Oh, darn it. That afternoon, he's filling up his sack with fir cones. The good fairy appears. Chris, you seem to be having a hard time not thinking unkind thoughts. I know. I thought it was easy, but it's hard. Hard, but not impossible. And since you are trying, I'll give you another chance. But remember, I know, do not think one unkind thought on my way home. The fairy nodded, stepped into the hollow of a tree, and disappeared. I'm gonna do it. I know I can. And he stuffs that sack full. Psyched that he has another chance, throws it over his shoulder, and he walks home, and he doesn't look at his rich friend's house. He doesn't look at his poor friend's house. He looks straight ahead. And straight ahead, who's coming towards him? An enemy. Oh, they used to be friends once. Who remembers what the quarrel was about? But they always glowered and scowled and snarled at each other as they walked past, and Chris said, just wait till he sees how rich I'll be. I blew it. Goes home, puts the sack by the hearth, helps his mom cook and clean dinner, goes to bed. The next morning, he doesn't even bother looking at the sack. That afternoon, he's gathering cones. Gosh, just thinking how hard it is to change your thoughts. The good fairy of the forest appears again. Chris, you are having a very hard time changing your thought patterns. I know. It's really hard. I'm trying. Well, it's hard, but not impossible. Now, normally, us fairies give only 3 chances, but because you're trying really hard, I can see that. I'm going to give you another chance. Just remember, I know, do not think one unkind thought on my way home. She smiled, nodded, stepped into the hollow of a tree, and disappeared. Well, he's going to try again, gosh darn it. He fills that sack full of fir cones, and he sets it down before he heads on his walk because he's going to sit on a log and think. And he's thinking, and he's pondering. He's pondering. When he's done thinking and pondering, he gets up. He shoulders that sack, and he heads home. He sees the house where his rich friends live, and he thinks, hasn't it been great? They've always had the money they've needed to meet every need. What a gift. Further on, he passes the house where his poor friend lives. He goes, they're as poor as we are. If this sack really does turn to cold, we'll share the wealth. He keeps going, and there's that enemy, but he's like, what matter a quarrel? I want to be friends again. I'm going to try it. And as they get closer, he sticks out his hand and says, hey, you want to be friends? Oh, the grin that stretched across his friend's face as he grabbed Chris's hand and said, you bet. And they walked to Chris's house arm in arm. Chris puts the sack by the hearth. His friend stays for dinner, laughing, having a great time. He goes to bed a little later than usual. How great to have a friend back. Wow. The next morning, Chris was sleeping in when he heard his mother exclaim from downstairs. Oh my goodness, he ran down to see what was the matter, and she's staring in the sack, and he runs over, and all the cones have turned to gold. And as he's looking at that sack, he thinks, yes, I did it. I can, and I did change my thoughts. And he's standing there feeling so full, and he hears the wind rustle through the leaves of the trees outside. And maybe when we hear the wind rustle through the leaves of the trees outside, we too can remember to think kind thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ellen, for that wonderful story. As our children go to their RE activities, let's all sing As You Go. In a moment, we will engage in our offering, a collective act of generosity when we take time to actively support Westside UU congregation and its many ministries with our gifts by check, text, or cash. Each month, we choose a community organization to share 1/3 of our undesignated offering gifts, that is, those donations not designated as your pledge contributions. For the month of April, our community giving recipient is Westside Youth Programs. UU youth programming, both within and outside of our Westside community, can be deeply impactful. It provides a sacred, radically welcoming space for youth to feel belonging, to explore their values and beliefs and how to live them, and to experience leadership roles outside of their comfort zones. Sometimes high school can be an isolating experience. UU youth programming creates multi-generational opportunities for youth to be in meaningful relationships and to be known and appreciated for the service they offer. You can give by text by sending a message with a $sign and the amount you want to give to the number on the screen. For folks here in the sanctuary who prefer to share your gifts by cash or check, the greeters will move among you shortly. If you'd like your gift to be recorded as coming from you, please use one of the envelopes in the pews. And now please enjoy this gift of music from Chris Powell and Ronnie Bishop.
Thank you for your gifts, which go to support this community and, in particular, our youth programs. During each of our services, we like to take a moment to make collective space for holding the joys and sorrows of this community. As a reminder, if you would like a joy or sorrow to be shared from the pulpit or in our newsletter, you can find a form to submit that on our website. And many of us bring sorrow this morning as well as we watch the news. There is grief for the over 300 people who were found in a mass grave at the Nasser Medical Complex in Gaza this week. May their souls be at rest, and may their memory be a blessing. Let us lift up also the students of this country and around the world who are facing enormous state violence in response to their nonviolent protests. In this service, crafted for the purpose of learning from and listening to our young people, let us listen to the young people of this world, and especially those here in Seattle who walked out of their classes this week as part of the student uprising. Let us take a moment to hold these joys and sorrows in our hearts, as well as the many that remain unspoken in this room, in this community. Let us lift each other up in love, as well as our neighbors in the wider human community. And now I would like to invite Evan Schumacher to lead us in a time of meditation.
As we move into this meditation by Kimberly Carlson, I invite you to get comfortable in your seat and close your eyes. You may want to move as you feel comfortable. Feel the gravity of the earth holding you in place. Wiggle your toes as if they were roots. Roots connect you to the earth, lending you strength. Gently sway in the wind, turning your body like a trunk of a tree. Leaning this way and that, bending as the air pushes and pulls. What surrounds you may sway you, make you bend and feel unbalanced. Wiggle your toes. Know that your roots can hold you as you grow and learn. A tree is nourished by the soil and the water. You are nourished by food the earth grows and the water it provides. You are cared for and loved by many people. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply. Take a moment to get still. Know that your roots are strong. Wiggle your roots.
Now, as we're holding those images, we'll go ahead and sing We Are Love. There is a love holding of me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all I rescue this love. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all we rest in this love.
Now I would like to invite forward Sam Evans. They will be reading a passage from Reverend Elizabeth Lynn.
Spirit, I would really rather not learn this. Don't think I needed to. I thought someone else could do it. Thought a leader was coming to do it. Thought the young people could do it. Or the elders could do it. Or the professionals. Or I didn't want to learn it because it means letting go of something I hold dear. Letting go of being someone who knows the answers. Letting go of being someone who doesn't know. Letting go of the way I see the world. Letting go of how I might have to change. Letting go of certainty, of logic, of facts, and of control. Of the myth that you can live on this earth and not harm. Or of the myth that I can't learn anything new. Help me to learn it, please. And then help me to live what I have learned and do right by the gift of being taught. Thank you.
So I picked this song for the chorale to sing because I think it talks about lifelong learning, and I invite everyone to take these words into your heart.
I am not the path that I may choose, and I am not the outcome, win or lose. My story shall discover goes much deeper than the cover, and I'm about to show what I can do.
Over the past couple of months, I have had the pleasure of working with these youth, particularly Ingrid and Celeste, to craft this service. We started with Ellen's story as a building block. We are learning to think kind thoughts. It is hard, but not impossible. That is how so much of learning is, isn't it? So Ingrid asked, what if this service is about learning? These people are deep in this life, at this stage of life as students. A lot of them have AP tests coming up, like this week. They are deep in being a student. They have other big exams as well. Please wish them well. But I mean to say they know a thing or two about learning because of this stage of life. And they also know that sometimes the most important learning doesn't happen, cannot happen in a classroom. And they believe there are lots of ways to learn and that learning has got to be a lifelong pursuit. So this is the thesis, what they want you to know, and encourage all of us to see ourselves as learners. This will be a chance for them to offer reflections, to share about how they learn, and to share what they want to teach us. So I invite you to listen with curiosity and open ears for this expression of what they would like to offer us.
Hello again. I'm going to be reading a reflection written by one of our youth on their experience with the saxophone, jazz, improvisation, and how all of this builds on our theme of learning. Ingrid Iverson, our fabulous youth, will be playing their saxophone alongside the reading. Has learning ever been uncomfortable for you? Have you ever felt afraid to raise your hand in class or to try something for the first time with dozens of eyes on you? We all have, at one point or another. I have been in band class at school since 4th grade, playing several instruments, but it wasn't until this year that I joined the jazz band program at my school. For the most part, it has been a really good experience. I've met a lot of different people, learned a lot about jazz, and greatly improved my skill with my instrument. However, there's this one thing that's still really difficult for me. Soloing, as demonstrated not only by these words, but by the flourishes and drama as the description of soloing is read, is the highest mastery of the craft of musicianship in which, as the rest of the band draws back, the human and the instrument merge to produce a spontaneous explosion of emotion and crashing waves of sound. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. Some of my best friends who are in band with me and have been in jazz band since middle school feel the same way about soloing. It's intimidating just to put yourself out there like that. But even more so when you don't actually know what you're doing, because you've never really been taught how. And there are a whole lot of more experienced people watching and listening to you. But this year, 2 of my friends formed a group outside of jazz band called, the name is a work in progress, but for now it's Jazz Party. The main focus of this group is to provide an inclusive, welcoming, and safe space to practice improvising and have fun. It's hard to learn a new skill when you're too afraid to try it out, and Jazz Party helps with that. By offering somewhere you can improvise without the expectations or rules or stares that can be so intimidating in a regular jazz band class, it allows us to practice improvising and gain confidence in an encouraging and fun way. This doesn't just apply to jazz, though. Starting a new job, learning to play a sport, learning to drive, or giving a reflection like this one. All of those can be really scary when you're first putting your new knowledge into practice. Because of that, it's important to have safe, accessible spaces to practice doing something new before you do it in the real world. No one can learn anything for the first time if the expectation is for everyone to already know it, because there's no opportunity for teaching or making mistakes and figuring things out. If we want to make an environment where people feel safe learning and trying new things, we should embrace the motto of getting better rather than being good.
Okay, we are going to try an experiment. I'm going to like to invite the youth to come up that are going to help lead us in this experiment. Let's go ahead and stand in positions here. All right, so we're going to start off singing We Are a Circle Within a Circle. And we're going to be singing this a number of times. First, we'll sing it all together. And then we have an experimental kind of a thing to do, which is going to be fun. Okay, so we'll start off. We are a circle. It's experimental for me, too. So we're going to sing this 2 times through together first. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. Beautiful, nice. So now comes the interesting part. Okay, so what we're going to ask everyone to do is to rise in body or spirit. If you're not comfortable standing, that's fine, but go ahead and that's good. And then what we're going to ask, and this is going to be a little complicated because we're not really divided into 4 quadrants here, but what I'm going to invite is a whole layer of people along the whole edge over here to turn in towards the center. So turn towards the center. Turn your bodies towards the center. There we go. And the people, and then a whole nother group towards the end will stay facing forward. So about where Leilani is, those people can stay facing forward. People on this side over here can face in towards the center here. And then the people at the very front, this may include some of you, will be facing backwards. You'll be facing the back of just turn around completely. There we go. Good, so Leilani's going to help because for those people of you facing backwards. Because, what's going to happen is that we're going to divide this song into 4 parts. So the people on the left side will just be singing, We Are a Circle. The people in the back will just be singing Within a Circle. The people on the right-hand side will be singing With No Beginning. And the people in the front will be singing And Never Ending. Kind of get it? Yeah. So we'll be going through it a few times. If you lose your way, you start singing along with somebody else's part, we're all in a circle. It doesn't really matter. Good. So we will be having some visual help up here in front with the people, and Leilani will be helping the people who are facing towards the back here. But our 4 youth up here will also be raising their hands. So as you're singing your part, we're inviting you to make a circle with your hands. Let's try. Everybody try doing that once. Good. Yeah. So we've got circles within circles within circles. Oh, this is cosmic. Okay, here we go. Good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start it, and we're going to start with this side. We'll be singing the We Are a Circle. The people in the back will be singing Within a Circle. People on the side will be singing With No Beginning, and the people in the front will be singing And Never Ending. So here we go. Let's try it. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. We are a circle it up tempo a little bit. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never end. A little faster still. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. We are a circle within a circle. Faster still. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never end. One more time. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. Success. Thank you.
We are about to transition into a portion where one of our youth has chosen to share part of who she is. Celeste Lane Cummings originated the idea and plans for the teaching of the Circle Song today with the intention to expand our minds and learning processes. In youth group, she has talked about her own learning and learning more about her identity, and this is a piece of her that she feels is important to share with this community. These are Celeste's words to express her perspective and will be read by the wonderful Leilani Davenberry. This is a holy disruption, so please listen with openness, curiosity, and reflection.
I am a member of the deaf community. I have always been a member of the deaf community from birth. I use American Sign Language, primarily at the deaf boarding school I have just recently started attending. I've used ASL since age 1. I have used sign language interpreter at school since the 4th grade. Even though my identity can change, please treat me like a regular member of the congregation, not as someone who needs to be shouted at. I want this statement to share part of my life you may not know much about. I feel like a speech being read by someone who I knew was a trusted adult among the congregation was a better approach to getting my message across. I am not a personal sign language class. I've had some previous experiences where people want to learn ASL. I don't believe you are going to take me seriously. I don't want to get my hopes up. If you take it seriously, you would research it on your own. Only 2 people have done this. Teaching them and answering questions is fine because they are taking time out of their life. What is not fine is using me and then acting like, I know ASL now. I wouldn't walk up to you and say, can you teach me the English dictionary? Except I get that all the time, just about ASL. I notice everything. I notice the patterns in this hearing culture. I notice your masked ignorance. Every time I have deaf eyes.
This is what a sentence would sound like if you signed to me in ASL.
I don't want to put myself through more work. People underestimate how much work teaching is. My mom took a college class on ASL, and she still doesn't understand grammatical displacement after a full year. For example, if I see someone building a house and I help them with a small thing, does that automatically make me an engineer? I'm not an engineer. I notice everything. I have deaf eyes. I don't want people coming up to me asking, how did you find out about your identity? Or, am I signing this right? Please don't ask questions because then I feel obligated to answer. I'm not trained for that. I've had to learn how to navigate that pressure, but it is still there and it is still hard. People in general don't understand how complex sharing this is, and it feels like only 10% of people get that. I notice everything. I have deaf eyes. I want to avoid all those questions I've gotten my entire life. It's not like I'm not expecting it, it's just that I've been through it and I'm tired. This is not a discrimination against you, this is my prediction of what you will do. There are a lot of layers to this speech. I can't just say this and be done. That's not how this works. It's much more abstract. You're welcome to ask me about youth group or what I've been crocheting lately. FYI, it's not knitting. Crochet uses a hook, knitting uses 2 needles. You can ask me about my knowledge of music, what my friend group is up to lately, normal teenager things I do not have a problem with. What I do have a problem with is treating me like someone who is different. I've not changed much in relation to this congregation, but I do want to clarify this part of my life if it was confusing.
Thank you. And thank you, Celeste. So now we're going to invite everyone, we're going to sing through We Are a Circle Within a Circle with maybe some fresh ears and some fresh eyes. Okay? We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never end. Everyone again. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending. We are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending.
Thank you, Scott Farrell and the West Side Chorale, our instrumentalists, Chris Powell and Ronnie Bishop, Alicia Finney, Reverend Carter Smith, Ellen Wanless. Where are you, Ellen? There you are. Titus and Lexi Streitoff, Evan Schumacher, Sam Evans, Ingrid Iverson, Celeste Lane Cummings, Sammy Rodriguez, Leilani Davenberry, Nate and Henry, our tech experts, and everyone involved with the RE programs has done such an extraordinary job. As always, it's a pleasure and blessing to do this sacred work together. Members, please take a look at the West Side Week, which you will have received on Friday, for details about our many upcoming events. As our auction week concludes, successful bidders will be receiving an email providing information on your won items and contact information. Mike and Laura will be downstairs today during social hour at the auction table to distribute business gift cards and some of the individual items, or to answer any questions you may have prior to your confirmation emails. Thank you, Westside. Our nominating committee would like to remind people that the vote for this year's UUA General Assembly delegate slate is now live. It's time to vote. The link is in the Westside Week. Please take a look at that to approve this important slate of representatives. The nominating committee is reaching out to people who have been nominated for the Board of Trustees. If you have any last-minute nominations or want to get in touch with them about this process, now is the time. Our next Sunday service, we'll have a Community Covenant Cafe. Please sign up for that. Community Covenant Cafe and potluck on Sunday, May 5th at the regular time. And Sunday, May 12th, Reverend Carter Smith will lead us in Joy is a Serious Thing. Save the date. Our solstice picnic and tailgate will be here at Westside this year, June 23rd, 5 p.m. Okay? And I got word that our Dreaming Big online auction exceeded our goal. $38,829.
Please rise in body or spirit for our closing words. From Emily Richards. Our work here this morning is at an end, and our work has just begun. The work of holding one another and this community in love, the work of trusting that we are on the right path, the work of believing that what connects us is stronger than what separates us, the work of engaging in that which makes us whole, the work of deeper understanding and commitment, the work of letting go that which does not serve us, the work of radical inclusion, the work of collective liberation, the work of this beloved community, a beloved community of which we are all a part, a place where we are welcomed, respected, valued, and cherished, a place where we belong. And now I'll invite Alicia to release our flame. As she does so, may you go into this week blessed and blessing the world. We hold you in our love as you go.